Hey, this is Jake with the Intermark Group, the nation's largest psychology driven marketing firm, and this is the CMO Minute. In this week's minute, we're going to discuss the relationship between advertising awards and creative effectiveness. Now, a little over a year ago, Peter Fields, a famous researcher in the marketing and advertising space, released a paper that pointed out that advertising awards were almost no way relevant to long term success of companies' growth. Now, this seems shocking at first. Certainly, creativity had a long standing effect on success. And we know from lots of academic literature that they, in fact, do. In fact, a lot of studies have shown that the best creative can have a lift of 10 to 20 times increase over the worst creative. So, how do we reconcile the difference? Well, the answer is, how are we judging the creative? Now, when we get to the root of what makes advertising effective, it has to do with key psychological drivers. Do people remember it and do they like it? And there are lots of ways to evaluate this. This is wildly different than most advertising awards, which ask other creatives to evaluate how successful creative is. And what we're finding is they're not very good judges of what makes things effective. We're going to discuss what makes things effective in this week's blog at intermarkgroup.com/insights. And you can also find a much deeper dive using the science of memory and what makes things memorable at last month's webinar, which you can also find at intermarkgroup.com. Until next week, this is the CMO Minute.